Welcome to Tabernacle of the Stars. I'm Aphrodette North, and I'm the creatress of Inner Mysteries Profiles. Today I want to talk to you about this amazing eclipse that's coming up in the morning, and this is going to be the first time in 152 years we have had something of this magnitude. And I wanted to share with you that where I am in Roanoke, Virginia, it'll only be visible here for the first couple of hours before it actually goes total, because the moon will set. So if you'd like to see part of it, somewhere between 5 and 6:30 is when you need to be out there looking. Hopefully we'll have a clear sky. The eclipse itself goes from 5:51 a.m. to 11:08 a.m. It goes very slowly. And it's because the Earth is casting the sun's shadow on the moon. This is going to be an amazing one. It's the blood blue moon total lunar eclipse. So it's going to affect all of us in different ways, depending on how it hits your chart. And the most important thing to know is where the sun and moon are intersecting your chart, which house they're positioned in. Because if the affairs of that house, or that segment of your world, is the one that's going to be most targeted for change, often in a very positive way. A blue moon, of course, is the second full moon in a month. And we already had one. Now this one is in Leo, the moon's going to be in Leo, and it's conjunct the head of the dragon, as it opposes the sun, Venus, and the tail of the dragon. So there's quite a lineup here. A lot of karmic things about the heart and the higher mind, and also about the ego, and also the sacred self. So here we're seeing a little bit of a tug-of-war going on with this eclipse. The moon forms a quincunx to Neptune in Pisces, which is actually an angle of irritation or confusion. The higher mind and heartfelt desires need to be bravely championed in this cycle. And this eclipse is in effect until the next one, which is July 27th of this year. So just know that it may be subtle, but it will still be active. This lunation marks the end of the cycle when we had our solar eclipse in August. So now that time is passing. And now it's a new theme for everyone. Now let's look at how it's going to affect each sign. And this is more general than if we actually did a reading for you, me and my friend Jacqueline. But either way, it's going to give you a little bit of insight. Aries. On this eclipse, Mars, planet action, blood, war, and libido, is entered Sagittarius. It's an excellent time to travel and embrace a newfound freedom. Adventure can be around every corner. Don't miss this stellar opportunity to forge new trails. Taurus. On this eclipse, Venus, your ruler, has entered Aquarius, and it's conjunct the tail of the dragon and the sun as they oppose this Leo moon, which is also kissing the head of the dragon. Try and create good karma in this cycle if at all possible. Venus is also by wide orb in square to Jupiter in Scorpio. Use simple but warm logic in dealing with others for your best result. Privacy will have some appeal for you at this time. Feel free to say no to invites if you prefer to rest and ponder, or simply sit and pet your cat. Gemini. On this eclipse, Mercury is positioned at the anaretic degree of Capricorn, the very last degree. And a minute after this total eclipse has reached its phoenix, Mercury, your communicator, goes right into Aquarius, sign of higher mind. So out of some of the things we've been dealing with all this Capricorn parade over the last month, Mercury's the last one to really go into Aquarius. And again, have us look forward rather than feeling that perhaps we're too confined. So expect some brilliant ideas over the next few days following the eclipse, my friend. Take your time if you're under stress. Don't allow others to push your buttons. As Mercury changes signs, our perceptions shift pretty rapidly. Other than the moon, it's the fastest moving heavenly body out there. Be sure to have a backup plan in case there's mechanical or electronic failures. And of course, we are in the midst of winter. There can also be power outages. So if you don't have a generator, have another backup plan. You may need it. Cancer. It's an amazing eclipse for you because this moon is in Leo and conjunct the head of the dragon. So you're going to really feel the warmth and the loyalty of the people that are around you. Those that have told you the truth. And they're opposing the Aquarian energies at this time. And so because of that, you're going to want to use your heart even when people are giving you very useful or technical information. Be present emotionally during the cycle. If you're out and about, take the time to move the quiet ones into your circle. You're going to be amazed at the kind of intellectual energies and philosophies that can be shared around this eclipse. Wisdom can prove astounding right now. The ones that don't always speak up, so bring them out. Leo. Ah, yes, the sun has moved into Aquarius, your opposite sign. And this is in some ways your lowest biorhythmic cycle. It's a time that you do want to, again, balance your sunniness against the logic. So you want to be, again, somewhat realistic. You have to remember that before Uranus was discovered, Saturn was the ruler of Aquarius. Okay, although it's not anymore. Planets usually discovered when a part of humanity has evolved to take on a new intellectual philosophical strategy. Logic sometimes can be annoying to you because sometimes you'd rather follow your heart. So your task or your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to balance the two. Don't forget to keep your sense of humor in place. There may be moments you think you've lost your marbles, but don't worry. You'll recover quickly enough. Virgo. Here you are with Mercury again at that analytic degree, caught between Capricorn and Aquarius. So there may have been some things that you've had to deal with as far as limitations. But now you're going to start to see some new possibilities. And because you have the ability to gather together information and draw a strong conclusion, this can be a very, very good cycle for you as far as moving forward and creating a new strategy, especially around your daily activities. Short trips can enliven your spirit at this time. Take the opportunity to get out and about. You don't have to go very far sometimes to refresh yourself. If you're involved in minor repairs, do be a little cautious. You want to make sure that you don't cut any corners, don't have any accidents. Okay? Powers of concentration can be a little iffy for the first couple of days following the eclipse. So make sure you're very present when you're dealing with anything dangerous. Libra. With Venus in Aquarius and being conjunct the tail of the dragon and the sun, it's going to be an amazing time for you. And of course, it's also squared by wide orb 2, Jupiter in Scorpio, as I mentioned earlier. Friendships both near and far, though, flourish in interaction with you, whether it's electronic or whether it's actual, getting together and meeting with friends. This is a time that we can start to understand more deeply how others are feeling, why they've reacted or responded to their circumstances in their own unique way. So it can be very enlightening for you, my Libra friend. You'll feel much more dramatic than usual, but you can inspire many. Hugs and cuddles seem imminent in the cycle for you. Enjoy that. Scorpio. On this particular eclipse, you may actually be able to breathe. You've had a very, very hectic month, and I know that. But, because Pluto is still in sextile to Jupiter in your sign, but it's square to Uranus and Aries. So because of that, don't get caught up in other people's drama. Try not to overreact to things that are changing around you that you have absolutely no control over. And I know that's hard for you. You usually will go ahead and do the responsible thing. Find a place to disappear in with your family or your friends, and work smarter, not harder, in this cycle. Draw upon the higher mind of the universe to look at things a little bit differently. You can find that your innovative qualities are magnified at this time as well. Your psychic ability will carry you through even if you're just changing a tire on a vehicle. Know that. Sagittarius. Ah, yes, the Sagittarians. Jupiter is still in trine to Chiron, the rooted healer, but it's in square to Venus in Aquarius. So because of this is a time that you do want to take good care of your health, and you do want to appreciate the health and well-being that you have. But at the same time, you're very tempted to try some new things, maybe take a few risks, especially if you're with a loved one. You'll be even a little braver at this time. Purpose and pleasure can be a little bit at odds with each other. So it's important for you to deal with your responsibilities first, and then take time for friends and family and unwind. Sometimes you're going to feel like the people you love the most, you feel like two ships passing in the night. So there can be a little bit of disorder and a little bit of confusion. So try to make your communications clear. In some ways, it's going to feel a little bit like a retrograde Mercury for you. So clarify where people are going to be and at what time, so you don't waste a lot of time waiting and looking at your watch. Capricorn. You've had a very interesting month with all these planets trekking through. Of course, they're all moving on into Aquarius now. And but know this, that Saturn is not making that many aspects. It hasn't been making very many aspects to other planets. But because there's been such a parade of Capricorn influences going on, and now they're all leaving, now it's time to take back more of your own individual skills and enlightenment. Up to this point, you've probably been standing on your integrity, doing the things that you know need to be done because you're a very responsible individual as a Capricorn. Because you know when you don't step up to the plate, it's not really a good outcome, okay? You start to feel like you have to go back and redo and make things right. A lot of integrity with that cardinal earth energy. You'll find it very easy to put your goals and desires into a unique perspective. And you're going to want to factor in more of a social life and not necessarily, again, fall into the trap of assuming more responsibilities moving forward. But it is a great time for you to communicate with people and empower them with new tools to become more responsible and more exacting and efficient in their work. So use that in the workplace and maybe in your home space too. Aquarius. Many happy solar returns, Aquarius. This is your month coming up here, about to get into. And the early ones, they're born in January, they've been going through a bit of a struggle between practicality and sociability as well, but that's okay. Uranus is still in square to Pluto. We've been dealing with this for a long time now, because the Capricorn forces with Pluto there and the desire for freedom with Uranus being in Aries have been at odds. And of course, we can see that in the political arena. We can see that even in other countries. We can also see it about things that are going on in the workplace, especially if the workplace is like a city, like a large hospital or university or a big company. That's pretty much the way it's going to go down. You're going to feel that push and pull. Now, because the Sun and Venus are already in Aquarius, okay, you're much more innovative. You're going to feel very sure of yourself. You're going to look at something and be able to understand what the solution is pretty easily. And this can be a great benefit to your coworkers, to one of your neighbors, and even to your pets. Let's make a better doghouse. It could be fun too. Again, this is a time to spend some time with your allies. You can do a project together if you want. You can paint the bathroom and then have a party afterward. So mixing productive things with fun is what I recommend for you. My dear Pisces friends, so on this blue moon, lunar total eclipse, Neptune forms a single quincunx to the moon in Leo as it aligns to the head of the dragon. So go deep within your own sacred heart for the answers to create more joy and fulfillment. Love the being that you are and the mission you have chosen at this time. In this manner, you can express your gifts much more freely, and more people will benefit. Don't hold back. Even if you have to explain the impressions you're getting, everyone will benefit from your insights. It's interesting that Jupiter is only in Scorpio every 12 years, for a full year. It's going to be moving back and forth and aspecting off of your Pisces sun this year. And so because of this, you could be honored beyond your wildest dreams for your sensitivity and compassion. If you'd like more information about how this eclipse is going to impact you, you're welcome to call either myself or Jacqueline. We do have our Blog Talk radio show every Sunday night from 6 to 7, where we'll answer one question for you there for free. But if you want to have a little bit more insight, both Jacqueline and I would be very honored to do even a mini reading on you, to kind of give you the skinny on where you need to focus. Because this is a major cosmic event. There's no doubt about it. Now, people sometimes get into the gloom and doom of eclipses. They'll look at it against, for instance, the president or the leader of a country. They'll look at it against the birth of a nation. And there's a lot of interesting insights. And because of that, when we look into the heavens, it's almost like God's pen is starlight. So it's good sometimes to gaze into the heavens and see what's being foretold. I can be reached at 540-400-0110, and Jacqueline can be reached at 772-286-2720. And we will be on the air this Sunday night from 6 to 7, and maybe we can help you with any bit of struggle you're doing right now. And if you feel the shift and say, oh, please, help me look at this the right way. Have a blessed week.